Got boats on the water here for our Heat 2A. Corey Peabody, you heard him talking about his battle coming up with Andrew Tate and Jamie Nielsen. They're on the water. Tanner Faust, let you and I find our way over to our broadcast position because this is going to be a good one. It is Heat 2A of the 75th Madison Regatta. Brad Luce, Tanner Faust here. We are looking at the clock.
I mean, Corey really broke it down there. He
Looking at the drivers that are going to participate here in our first heat. I think we were seeing Corey Peabody when we got over to the monitor. Corey is at the bottom end of the race course. Going to look around here, a little disjointed on getting us back over here. Andrew Tate is up the backstretch. He is entering turn 2 right now. Actually, he's going to cut the top end of the course. Jamie is then coming up behind him, and behind Jamie and on the inside going very slowly up the backstretch is Corey Peabody. So we haven't seen a lot of racing between them yet. I thought there might be a little bit more moving, but it appears now that Jamie Nielsen is going to crawl all the way around the top end of the course. He's going to pull Corey Peabody in there with him. And Andrew is going to go all the way down to the bottom end of the race course. So remember, our score-up buoy is 1:15, and we don't yet have our clock on the screen, so we don't know what our time is right now. I got a clock now. We are coming up on 2 minutes and 1 mark. 2 minutes as we look at our drivers coming in our Heat 2A. It is Jamie Nielsen in the U11, the Flavor Pack. He is at the entrance buoy to the top end of the race course at 1:48. He's going very slow. He's sitting in lane 1. Corey may have just put the fire out. A lot of smoke out of the back of Corey. He's got it back up and lit again. There's Jamie, there's Corey. Corey's going very slowly, and here comes Andrew up behind him and on the outside. Now, watch Corey. Corey, I think, is going to have to put his foot in it a little bit. He's got to protect that lane, and they both did. Both he and Jamie found the gas pedal, Tanner, and that was to preclude Andrew from getting ahead of him, getting overlap, and moving to the left.
Now, I did talk to 2 of the 3 drivers here, both Jamie and Corey. Both were fairly apprehensive about taking the inside lane into turn 1. And so the strategy may be to leave that open at the last second and let somebody have the inside lane. Both of them think lane 2 or 3 might be the fastest of the weekend.
And that might have been a little bit of racer showmanship there, too, because definitely Jamie crawled all the way up that backstretch to put himself on that inside lane. Now, as the boats come off the corner, you're looking at Jamie Nielsen on the inside lane. That's Corey Peabody pulling up behind him with 40 seconds. Now, Andrew is way back and on the outside. But, Tanner, remember what we saw from him yesterday and what he said when we got him up here on the pipes. He said, you've got to be back behind your normal timing mark, and you want it to work in such a way you can accelerate almost from the entrance pin of the corner all the way to the start finish line. And here comes, and he jumped over on the inside of Corey. Andrew Tate jumped inside of Corey. Corey left the window open there, and Andrew jumped inside of him. There's our first big move.
Down to 6 seconds as we round the last
But he
pin.
got wet. Oh my goodness, Andrew Tate is down. Halfway through the corner, he jumped through Corey Peabody's rooster tail. He got wet, and he is down dead in the water.
Now, he's not refiring. Will they stop the race because
No,
of that?
he should be okay. The radio guys will tell him where he is, so they will know what lane he's sitting in. Now, coming off the corner, here comes Jamie Nielsen. He is on the inside. He is deck to deck with Corey Peabody. Peabody now starts to pull out the 9 Beacon Plumbing. Corey with a lot of boat speed. This is going to get dicey to your point, Tanner. Their spotters are going to tell our 2 lead boats where Andrew is, and now he's found the mustard. He is going to be gone and out of it, but there may be a big roller or 2 up there. They'll be careful, and it is going to be Corey Peabody coming off the top end of the race course in a wide lane, finding some clear water. It is Corey Peabody out by a full rooster tail now on Jamie Nielsen. A tough break for Andrew Tate. In the 91, he made a great move to get inside Corey at the last second. But we kind of refer to that, Tanner, sometimes as overpaying for an inside lane. He got wet, it put the fire out, and this is the result. He is a lap down Our leader on lap number 2, Corey Peabody, got a full rooster tail on Jamie Nielsen. This is music to the ears of strong racing in the U9.
Well, if Jamie was going to make that inside lane work, he really needed to stick with it. He had the opportunity. Corey just had too much straight line speed. I know most of the boats have made a gearing or prop change overnight, so it's really a crapshoot who has done it right. Corey looks like he has.
Coming down to put lap number 2 of 3 in the books and start the final lap. White flag flies, and it's for Corey Peabody. Got a big lead now. Now what his spotter's doing, Tanner, is just telling him where everybody is on the race course. And they're also telling him where the good water is. And right now it appears they're telling Corey Peabody that good water is on the outside because he's taken a real wide line through that lower corner. He talked to you and I about that trough down there yesterday. I'm sure he knows where it is and where he does not want to be. He's got the lead. This is all about protecting what he has earned, and he's halfway up the backstretch. Meanwhile, coming down to put the second lap in the book is our third place boat. It's Andrew Tate in the Goodman Real Estate. A tough break.
Now from up here, obviously the water looks flat, but the drivers all have said from right on the water level where their eye line is, they can see the trough. If they see it, they say it's too late, but they can drive around it down in the exit of turn 1.
Checkered flag flies. Corey Peabody, U9, Beacon Plumbing. He'll pick up 400 points, at least on the water. He'll pick up 400 points. He's got to go through tech inspection, and it's another solid finish for the Flavor Pack team. The Miss Flavor Pack with Jamie Nielsen, they come home with their second place finish on the weekend. They've got to be happy down in that camp. They had some issue on that boat yesterday. They had a bullnose problem. They had to work on that overnight and get it repaired. They did. Now the checkered flag flies for the U91. Andrew Tate, the Goodman Real Estate.
Certainly disappointing. Number 1 qualifier. Clearly has the boat speed around this course. Just unfortunate to flame out there right before the start.
I'll give you the good news. The good news is, as you were keeping an eye on him up there, he refired and picked up third place points. That's 225 points that if he sits up there in the corner, he doesn't get. And we're only going to put 4 boats, maybe, on the front row for this final heat. And if you were to score a 0 up there, that puts you definitely behind the 8 ball. So this is really important that Andrew Tate was able to pick up that third place finish. Back here on the start-finish line tower, Brad Luce along with Tanner Faustin, joined here by Corey Peabody, the winner of our Heat 2A this morning for our H1 Unlimiteds. Off to a good start this weekend. Couple of heat victories. Tanner, I know you were talking to this young man this morning, and now you got him up here again. He's a winner.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, a winner, and I picked him in the betting pool.
Oh gosh, that's right. We're back to that.
I don't need to bring it up. I don't think many more times, maybe a couple more times.
Yeah,
but
hopefully 2 more.
2 more times, that's right.
2 more.
So you put on a clinic yesterday. Today a little more challenging, you know, and you had Andrew Tate kind of sneak into the second lane. Was that by choice? Were you wanting the second lane, or were you leaving the door open intentionally?
I like lane 2 here. I don't like being down there in lane 1, you know, so Jamie was up there kind of, you know, on my outside, and then I slowed down, and I'm like, I just hopped outside of Jamie, and I didn't think I left that much room there, but, you know, Andrew was able to get in there, and that's my fault that I left that much room for him to be able to get in there. I did the same thing to him last year in the same spot, so, you know, he got me back. So that was on me, but, I mean, it worked out in the end, so I'm happy there.
So when you kind of lunge into a lane quickly, I mean, obviously there's no brakes.
Yeah.
So you can't just go in there and stop. I mean, how much can you slow down just by lifting off the throttle, and is that what possibly causes a flame out?
Well, yeah. So I dropped down to ground idle here. If you didn't see the little puff of smoke coming back, yeah. So when you get slowing down like that, and you get to a certain point, the engine will just drop down to ground idle, and so it'll put that engine down to 50%. And then you have to wait for that thing to go through its cycle, and then you can get your foot back on the gas, and then you can go. So, I mean, it happened to me over there because we slowed down so much. So I'm assuming, Andrew, that happened to him. He pulled his foot a little too fast, too far, and it dropped down. But, you know, we wouldn't know unless we asked him, and then he told us. But that's what I'm guessing. It happened to me, and I was able to get it back up and going quickly, so that it worked out in our favor.
Yesterday when we were talking to you, you were talking about not a hole down there in turn 1. You talked about a trough.
Yeah.
Still there?
Yeah, well, did you just watch Mike's seat? Did you watch Mike test?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's notorious. You know he's notorious for finding that hole. I steer clear of it as much as I possibly can, but there's a magnet and Mike for that hole. So
it's got his name on it.
Yeah, it was fine for me in that heat because I was out front and be able to go where I wanted to go. So I can look ahead and see where everything is, and I just stay away from it, you know. And then you just get through the turn and just coast to get your 400 points.
From a fan perspective, everybody was excited about that heat because it was going to be you and Andrew. You were going to square it off and let it go, and that's what we're all waiting to see. Are you happy with the boat? Is the boat good?
Yeah, the boat's great. You know, our stress is their excitement, you know. So it was going to be a great heat for me and Andrew, and we're going to do it again. You know, whether we do it this next heat, we draw each other, or we're going to see each other in the final. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to a great battle between me, Mike, Andrew, and Dave, you know, and Jamie. You know, I don't know what happened to the Madison boat here, but you know, does anybody know what happened in this last heat?
To be real honest, nobody knows exactly. The two boats were down toward the bottom end of the race course, and all of a sudden we heard some hollering up here, and he was way off of the race course. I mean, way up above the outside course markers, and we did see the boat veering to the right on a replay. So I don't know if there was some talk of a skid fin maybe being gone. We don't know.
No. Well, that's not good.
No, it's not good. And I looked up and just saw a quick splash up there, so I don't know.
Well, they got it. They're going to put it on the crane here in a second. You're going to see if there's a big, giant black fin on the side of that thing.
if it's missing one particular accoutrement.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at it now, and I don't see. That's the correct side for the skid fin, right?
Yeah. You would probably see. You'd see the bracket sticking out there,
right,
and then you'd see the fin. Yeah, you're not. Yeah, that's not good. You know, that's too bad. You know, they've worked really hard. You know,
oh
and,
boy,
not being able to get here and finish their weekend. But the big news and the good news is Brandon's qualified.
Yep.
You know, he has opportunity anywhere now that he's qualified, and that's a big deal to get qualified and to stay qualified is important. So if this is the end of their weekend, that's too bad, but hats off to them for trying as hard as they have. And
is the back of that boat a little low in the water?
Yeah, it's coming up over the fairings. You can see it.
There's something going on now.
Yeah. Well, if the skid fin was there, it'd be a little bit lighter up there. So things are working in different ways.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is why we bring Corey Peabody up here, win or lose. We want to talk to Corey. I have probably more important questions, though, for you, seriously. We want to go back to last night. Did you get your steak in your nap?
I did. I actually did. We did some changes to the boats. So we didn't get it out of here till late, but the nice thing is it was a fireworks thing, and so all the vendors were still open. So I go down to the sirloin place thing and get me a big old steak. I did, and then I got an ice cream cone. And I don't normally eat ice cream, but I got an ice cream cone. Steak was good. Somebody's right out there, go get that. It was good. They liked it. We got a couple of them. So yeah, hats off.
Well, you may need to make the ice cream a tradition at this point.
I know,
Seems
right?
to be serving you well, right?
Yeah. Why is Tanner in our pit? You want to go get some ice cream? Let's go get some ice cream. Things are working out for us.
Actually, I do.
Yeah.
He's going to start paying you to come to boat races. Anyway, it's been a good weekend so far for you, but we've got a long way to go.
Hang on.
Keep it going.
Let's see what this
Okay, so we'll see if we can talk to the guys in the truck. Corey wants to see the Madison come out of the water, and he's going to tell us what is on there as our Grand Prix are going out on the water.
I guess we should probably let them
We should probably go. We're supposed to cover that. We have
Okay.
an agreement with them. Go down, take a look at it. Corey, congratulations. Thanks for coming up here each time.
Thank you very much.
All right,
Thanks, guys.
bud. Corey Peabody, the winner of our Heat 2A